Welcome to WGTV, episode 87. I'm your host Adam, and tonight I'm going to be joined by the fabulous Adam.
Hello everybody.
Thank you for joining us. If you've never been here before, thank you for turning up. Thank you for tuning in. It means a great deal to me, and I hope you do like what you see. If you do, obviously, feel free to like, comment, even subscribe. Heck, check out the website. You might like it, you never know. And if you're one of our returning viewers, then you must have liked something, so that's fantastic. Thank you so much for coming back. And of course, my Wargorians, my patrons. Without you, I am nothing. And thank you so much for all your help in everything that we do here. You are awesome. Thank you very much. See? Big thumbs up. So.
That's because I'm a patron.
Well, yeah, he's a patron, but, you know, it's not like I paid him. He paid me. But anyway, doesn't matter. So, on with the show. What are we going to do tonight? Who's going to play tonight? Well, I am going to lead the fantastic Ratfink's Horde. That's it. I've got hold of the Skaven book. I've broken down all the paywalls. I'm going to play this army, and I'm going to get to play against...
Well, my noble elves care not for your dirty rats.
That's disappointing.
And we shall spit on you.
It's just harsh, isn't it? So, Lumineth Realmlords against Skaven for you tonight. And before we get into the nitty-gritty of our armies, we must remind you, don't forget there is still our competition to join in with. If you can see Gotrek, this fella right here, if you can see him sometime in the show tonight, either behind Adam, behind this Adam, behind the shelves, on the table, who knows where he is. But if you see him, do make sure that you comment and point out, where he was and what time you saw him, and that'll be entered into the competition that'll be run at the end of this General's Handbook. So, equally though, before we get into the game, we do need to know what scenario we're going to be playing, don't we? Yes, we do. I can hear you all nodding at home. So, there is only one person that could help us decide that scenario.
He scares me.
Scares me too. I mean, some say that he's counted to infinity twice.
Back to back.
Back to back.
Wow.
I know. It's crazy, isn't it? But all we know is he's called the Cleric.
Battle for the Pass. Many kingdoms in the mortal realms are separated by towering mountain ranges that can only be navigated by traversing a narrow pass. These defiles are of vital strategic importance, and many blood battles are fought over their control. Each player scores victory points at the end of each of their turns as follows. Score 1 victory point if you control the objective wholly within friendly territory. Score 2 victory points for each objective on the border of friendly territory that you control. Score 5 victory points if you control the objective wholly within enemy territory. Score 4 victory points if you completed the battle tactic you chose to attempt this turn. The twist. Victory points scored by each player from controlling objectives are capped at a maximum of 6 per turn. The underdog can add 2 to the control scores of friendly non-hero units. Good luck, warriors, and let battle commence.
Welcome to Ratfink's Horde, led by the mighty Grey Seer. He takes with him Tiny Tim, a Pit Abomination. And along with them, he takes in his regiment a unit of Clanrats. And finally in his regiment, we've got the Warplock Jezzails. The other regiment is led by our Arch-Warlock. And he has brought with him some Clanrats and a unit of Stormfiends, which have Grinder Fists, Doomflayer Gauntlets, and Warpfire Projectors, and a Warp Lightning Cannon. Now the final regiment is the Vermin Lord Deceiver. Now he's got all our toys. He's got Foul Hide, Scurry Away, and a little pack of Clanrats with him as well. This rounds us out at 1990. We're in the Warpcog Convocation, and we're 3 drops.
Welcome to Foxhammer. We begin with the General's Regiment, which is our boy Severith, who is leading Inky, Blinky, Pinky and Clyde, which is 4 Spirit of the Winds, who are surrounding my Shrine Luminor at the moment. And then we have one of the regiment led by the trusty Wind Mage on his gorgeous little cloud, and he is joined by a reinforced unit of Orlin Wardens and a cheeky little unit of Hurricane Wind Chargers. That comes in at 1960 and 2 drops. So, viewers, as I'm sure you'll know, Lumineth Realmlords, very tactical army. They require a lot of careful thought and tactics and things like that. So, what we decided to do was I looked at the board and I thought, well, fast-moving army, I can take the flanks, can't I? Not realising that Moron over here has chosen Battle for the Pass, and the wording of take the flanks is the short edges of the board. So I thought, yeah, I'll just take the flanks, because that's the flanks, isn't it? The side parts of the board, that's the flanks. Let's do take the flanks.
How'd that go?
I was young and stupid then. I'm old and cynical now. So, let's talk through the rest of the turn and dwell no more on my stupid battle tactic. So, we did some magic, and when I say we did some magic, I failed my first spell, cast my second one on 11 and had them unbound it on a double 6. So, Lumineth Realmlords are a really magic army who can't cast magic, so that didn't work. So movement, we can at least do movement. Movement is all right, and to be fair, the movement phase went okay, except for the fact that I deployed in such a way that not all my foxes could get in range to shoot. So clearly we're going well so far. But we did do, in the shooter phase, 4 foxes moved up. Severith just hung back here to try and deny a little bit of area for some tunnelling Stormfiends. We got a pot shot off on the Deceiver, just did 1 wound to him.
Which I'll now obviously heal, because
obviously yes. Okay, so all has been in vain except for the fact that these two, the Bash Bros, have dealt with a unit of Clanrats through shooting, charging, and
we shall be back. We shall be back.
We did decide to take out all of our frustrations, our many frustrations, on those Clanrats who are no more. So yes, I hold the 2 side objectives and my home one. So I score 5 points for turn 1.
What a turn 1, Skaven fans! Ratfink is very impressed with us. At the moment, it's only turn 1, but surely the world is ours, yes? No? Oh, okay. Anyway, into the turn. So, Adam thought he was really sneaky. Thought he was going to take our flanks. How we laughed, and we thought he'll never do that, because a sneaky that rat knows that if you had brought your Stormfiends up in his turn, then we could have done take the... Oh yeah, you can see how it goes wrong, can't you? Anyway, we didn't do take the flanks, don't worry. We chose attack on 2 fronts. We saw that they had these objectives in the open, and that there was some sneaky foxes on them, on both of them, but we thought we've got enough rats here to take this. So Ratfink ordered that for his troops. Attack on 2 fronts it is. Then we went into the magic phase. Now, with the power of Skaven running through us, we could feel it. As Adam asked, why are you picking up 3 dice? I said, well, my great seer rolls 3 dice. Should I roll a 13? I'm irresistibly forced, the spell. But don't worry about it. That never happens. Oh, look. 13. It's a good sign, Rat fans. I did, however, for my trouble, take 2 mortal wounds. So that was the thing. But I was feeling quite happy as my Incarnate pops up. And I thought, yes, fantastic. The big rat said, the deceiver, he said, I'm going to cast a spell then. Right. I'm going to cast... Oh, it doesn't matter. I rolled a 5 and failed to cast. Never mind. Our glee was happy enough with our new friend, the Incarnate, that had popped up. Adam decided that he didn't want to cast anything, so he was very impressed with our Incarnate. So we quickly moved into the movement phase. We scampered Big Rat up the Deceiver, up onto the objective, ready to take on the fox that you can see is not there. But anyway, more on that later. We worked out with our Abomination, even with our ability to move 5 and then we scamper 6, we're not really going to make it. So we said a run roll as well. And so we scampered onto the objective to try and cap it out. Meanwhile, over here, we know we had the 2 rats here. Sorry, the 2 rats. Fraudulent slip. We had our 20 rats trying to get onto this objective, but we had Blue here. We had him there. So we had a plan for him. We looked to our artillery. And we said to our artillery, ready aim fire! And now we also said, well,
Isn't there less artillery than there was there before?
This is like technical error. Okay, so we said, because, back to me, we said, because we are in the Warpcog, that we get to roll a dice up to 3 units, which would get +1 to wound, and if we rolled a 6, we get +1 rend as well. A rat cannot avoid such temptation. It's like the best cheese in the world. So I picked up my dice, filled the Warp Lightning Cannon, rolled a 1. Not great. I'll back to that in a minute. Jezzails, no problem. Rolled a 1. Damn it! Looks to rules. Damn it. Apparently, if you roll a 1 on that, though, you take D3 mortal wounds. So guess what? That's 2 wounds then off my Warp Lightning Cannon, my beautiful Warp Lightning Cannon, and one Jezzail decided squeak squeak and would go home. Right, not to be perturbed by this, the Grey Seer shouted at the Warlock Engineer, more power! So we pulled the power into the Warp Lightning Cannon. We figure, well, if we're going to take wounds, then we're just going to die. We will charge the Warp Lightning power. Yes, yes, manling. And so we charged it, which these days, our attack profile is 2d6 shots, hitting on 4s. But if we warp charge it, if we give it that little boost, we get to add 6 attacks to that. Ratfink was happy about this and said, let's do it. So we did. We charged it. And we said, I tell you what, when we're charging it, why don't we give it all out attack as well? Yes, let's do that. So therefore, 3s are mortal wounds. Fantastic. So we rolled 2d6. We got 9 plus 6, 15 dice. Adam cackled against me and went, well, at least for every 1 now, you'll receive D3 mortal wounds. I picked up my 15 dice. I rolled them. And do you want to know how many 1s there were? None. That's right, none. There were not a single 1 amongst those 15. But it turns out there was quite a lot of 3s. There were 12, dear viewer, 12. And the fox went, that's right, fox went back down Foxy Hole. Off he went. So, 1 fox down, tick, not a problem. Now, let's throw some more warpstone in their face. Let's throw my big rat decided he's just going to throw his items at the other fox. He's just going to throw it. And he managed to get that fox down to 2 wounds left. Oh, we do like shooting. But we figured we're going to need to finish this properly. So we went into the combat, well, in the charge phase. Big rat went charging into that little foxy fox. And now that there'd been such a hole here, these brave rats got very brave, and they jumped all over this foxy fox. Now, they're not as big as Big Rat, and Big Rat immediately slayed the little fox. So that's 2 foxes down, 3 to go. On the bright side, Adam can only extra move 3 foxes, so now he doesn't have to worry which ones to do anymore. Look at that. And over here...
Move the wind charges as well.
Oh, you can win the wind charge. There we go. We can move everything, apparently, people. But it doesn't matter. We just hit them. Yes, yes. Over here, though, they hit us. They killed 2 rats. We grew 2 rats back, and we put 2 wounds on the fox. So, not bad all in all. Quite happy with that. So, we've attacked on 2 fronts. We've done that because one was under the control of Adam, at least one was under the control of Adam, and we took that one, and we took the other one. So, we have now scored our home objective. The 2, should we call them flank objectives, Adam?
No. Because they're not, apparently.
Because they're not, apparently. And we got our battle tag. So that takes us to 9. So, we will find out, shall we find out if Ratfink can have turn 2.
Conclusion time?
Tempting to make a horrible hole in him. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna be a sneaky rat and take it. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. I like it. Me turn 2 soon. Yes, Ratfink, we did well. We took it. They're back. So, Ratfink turn 2. Did it go as well as Ratfink turn 1? Not so bad. So, obviously, we don't have to worry about a battle tactic because we've stolen the initiative. Quite early, felt a bit scared about it. Did squirt some musk, but we felt a little bit confident. Whilst our numbers are here, we're still strong in numbers. So, straight into magic. Do we want to do any magic? Well, we've already got an Incarnate up, so we're feeling fairly confident. We tried a couple of little spells. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Not as good as last time. We tried a rally, though, on our Grey Seer, because we were so impressed with him. We picked up the 6 dice. We rolled the 6 dice. 1-4. So anyway, it's more health than we had before. Then we thought, well... we haven't got a battle tactic, but if we can really strike the fear into the elves now, that would be a good time. So the fear must have been really rising in them because Adam said, whoa, I want to do some magical intervention here. And I went, okay, go for it. And he picked up his dice and rolled, and he has now put the fabled spell of
Protection of
Hish all over here. So here has all got a 5-up ward save now. So
the Wind Mage has got a 12-inch bubble, and everything in it has got a 5-up
ward save. So we were like, okay, you have those. You keep those. We'll work on the rest of the field. So we scuttled along our big rat. We moved up to menacingly look at the ruse and menacingly look at the fox, and the abomination started to clamber up next to him, getting ready. Meanwhile, our lovely moulded Incarnate came wandering over here to support their Clanrats. And meanwhile, over here, we bravely flushed the Grey Seer through the Gnarhole into our new Gnarhole. Look at this beautiful thing standing behind it majestically with our 10 Clanrats, because they died from the turn before, so they appeared out of it and went, oh. So they were there. Then we basically started to think, what should we shoot first? So we picked up our Eshian throwing stars and we flung 1, 2, 3, threw them all into the face of the fox. The fox caught them all. It didn't catch them very well. Sort of caught them in an eye, a knee, and an elbow, and proceeded to lose 6 of his 8 wounds, which did make Ratfink squeak a little with excitement. Adam squeaked as well, but not quite with excitement.
Squeak.
There we go. Stay with me, Adam. So we thought, right, okay. Well, if that one's down to 2, why don't we shoot the other one? So we shot the other one with the Jezzails, and that one went down to 2 as well. And now I've got a warp lightning cannon. And I thought, hey. But don't worry, before we did that, we did the thing again. We roll the dice and we find out if we get extra power. And I rolled a 1 again on the warp lightning cannon. Took another 2 wounds. The Jezzails, however, though, managed to roll a 4, so they got +1 to wound. So that was great. So this time we let the power of the warp lightning cannon just settle down. We didn't need to pump it this hard this time. It had done so well last time. So we turned it and aimed it at the fox over in the corner with its 2 wounds left. We put 4 mortal wounds onto it, dear viewer. But Adam decided that he liked his fox and rolled 2 5s and 2 6s. So that was really annoying because they've got a ward save. We're just playing with our food, fear not. So the ruse then said, well, if you can shoot, we're going to covering fire, and shot into the big rat. Now, they have a special rule that takes away my ward save. I did not like that and went out for all-out defence, but still scored a couple of wounds on me, which was rather nasty. Don't worry, I healed them at the end of the turn, but silly manling. So then we thought, well, now we'll get to the good bit. We get to charge, yes. So in went the abomination into the ruse. In went the big rat into the ruse. But you're thinking, hang on, the big rat's no longer there. And there was a fox over here, which had a nasty little redeploy. But don't worry, we've got a wonderful thing called Burst from the Shadows. And on a 4+, we get to fight into another combat 13 inches away. What did I roll? That's right, a 4. And we burst forth and jumped on the fox. The fox was dead. Excellent. Meanwhile, our new Incarnate friend thought it was hilarious to go jump on another fox. Went another fox. Right. 2 foxes down, some ruse to pick on. The Abomination thought it was a really good time to go all out attack and ate 3 ruse, which was real fun. So that was nice. So between our shooting, between our eating, between our hitting, although we didn't have a battle tactic, we do score our home objective. We'll call them the flanks for Adam, the objectives.
Except they're clearly not the flanks.
They're clearly not the flanks, especially if you need a battle tactic. And so they gave us 5 points, taking us to 14 plays 5. And we're going to let the elves have a go now and see what they get. See you soon.
Well, we finally got another turn, finally, and we didn't appreciate the rat's disrespect, quite frankly. So, yeah, but we didn't really have much that we could do anything about it with. So we did our best, and we tried to be tactical elves again. So get back into the groove, pick a battle tactic. Let's seize the centre. Let's take control of this battlefield with our 4 remaining units. So that's what we tried to do this time. And I must admit, I did dread getting to the end of the turn and I'm pointing out that the centre in this scenario was actually on the ceiling or something like that. But no, it was as I thought this time.
Almost.
Yeah. So yes, so we had a tactic and we had some magic. We managed to get protection of Hish off again. So my little 12-inch bubble is still there on the Wind Mage. And as you can see, he has
safely
remained within 12 of those.
Because you completely knew that, didn't you, before you measured that?
Yeah, absolutely. And then, as I played out the turn, there were about 3 different units that were going to join the Wardens in the centre. And it just kept changing as I saw things happening. But more on that in a second. As we got to movement, I retreated the ruse. There were 2 of them in combat here. out to here. Made sure they were in range of Severith's bubble so they could still shoot. But they took some mortal wounds for the retreat and lost one. So there is just one left. Severith and the Wind Mage were camped behind this house, and they took aim at the Pit Abomination. Flying as they do, they shot over the rooftops, and they have done 7 wounds.
Whilst you're here,
to the puppy, who
we can heal.
We can, and of course
we've healed 5.
So we've actually done 2.
And if you can heal D3 on the big rat, he's healed 1.
Yes.
As you were saying.
As I was saying, yes. So we took aim, we did a load of wounds, which are now not there. Using my move like the wind, I then realised I could get the Roo into the centre with the Wardens, and tried to put him in an awkward place, knowing and fearing that there is a whole bunch of artillery over there, ready to shoot at him. Fortunately, Adam decided to not do very much. So
10 shots, and I rolled 2 5s. Nearly got him.
And thank Techlist that Roos have 3 wounds nowadays.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Damn you,
so he is sat there with 1 wound left, but he does get me the tactics. So it turns out I am a tactical elf. I can do tactics. Severith, meanwhile, was looking at the rear guard action from these little Clanrats here and thought, I'm not having that. I am at least going to be a speed bump. So he came over here, he duffed up some rats,
he did.
One of them popped back up, and then they did a wound to him.
And meanwhile as well, whilst he was doing all the shenanigans, I popped up my Stormfiends over here. Now it seems, why would I put them there all the way from the action? Thinking ahead, dear viewer, thinking ahead.
But there we are, that's pretty much it for the turn. And it turns out, when you add everything up, that forgetting to do a battle tactic actually scores you the same number of points as doing a battle tactic. So 5 points again, 10 plays 14, and that was turn 2.
2, honest.
And we have a little roll-off.
Roll-off. We have a
do we have a dice tray?
We do. We do. Where'd I put it?
Do we?
Roll it here. Here we go. Go for it. What are you getting? 6. Oh, come on! I mean, oh look, I rolled a 6.
So, yeah, from picking my first battle tactic, pretty much everything's gone wrong.
So, Skaven turn 3, coming up.
So, Ratfink, tell me about turn 3.
Well, the annoying thing was, fans, that the elves got a turn. That was the biggest shock. We didn't know what to do. We went a turn, and then we went again, and then the elves wanted to go. It was like, well, that's not fair. But they did their little things, and we rolled a 6. So here we are. So because of that, and because, for those who wondered why did the Stormfiends pop up over there, it's for this very turn. So we are going for take the flanks. Let's do it properly. Have 2 units within 6 inches, not wholly, but within 6 inches of the short board edge.
I'm going to rename it Take the Ends.
Take the Ends, that's right, yeah. That's it, yeah. So here I am, and here I am. So that's it. So over here, and over here. Voila. Take the flanks. Because obviously I couldn't have set it up. The ends. Take the ends, as Adam now likes to call it. So from now on, whenever I'm at an event, whenever I'm playing it now, it's going to be take the ends, okay? So we took the ends, obviously, because we couldn't set up in this turn, otherwise it wouldn't be counted. So that was that done. Spellcasting. Well, Mr. Gracie said, got this. Let's roll 3 dice again. Let's put D3 mortal wounds onto a fox. And we roll 13 again. Oh, happy days. Dancey, dance, 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 dance. Well, because 2 on the fox, I took 1, but then Adam said he wanted a save. I was like, well, that's not on, but I'll allow it. And then he saved them both. So actually, even though we had the dancey, dancey, dance, and we cast, I took more wounds than him. Anyway, So from that, Big Rat decided that he would like to try and cast a spell, and he also then just couldn't, because he was as shocked as I was that you cast a spell on 13, but apparently you take more wounds than your opponent. This is all unravelling. This is not fair. So we've now got the elves just where we want them. It was all part of the plan. We wanted them to come into the centre. We've got this. We've completely got this. So we moved up the Clanrats. We moved up the Incarnate to here. We moved up the Abomination to here. But then Adam says he wanted to redeploy. Rude. And he rudely rolled a 5. So he went, yoink. Which then, my wonderful shooting battery, which was getting really ready to put a hole into some lovely spearmen, were completely and utterly out of range. Unbelievable. So, with that distraction though, a bit of clarity moved into the shooting phase. Now, you'll have heard me prattle on about rolling a dice for every Skyer unit, and then rolling a 1 gets you D3 mortal wounds, and then some of the more intelligent rats out there will have noticed, why was he rolling for the warp lightning cannon? Because the best he could get was +1 to wound, which the warp lightning cannon doesn't do, and +1 to rend, which the warp lightning cannon doesn't do because it does mortal wounds. So I don't know is the answer.
So you're doing your happy dance about taking the ends, but you've caused 4 unnecessary mortal wounds to your own cannon.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. But at least we've worked it out now. And then we rolled for the Jezzails, and the Jezzails got a 4. No, they didn't. They rolled a 1. So I took another wound, but at least I didn't lose 1. I think it's because we're through the shock of working it all out. But we've got it. We've got it in the end. So don't roll it for your cannons at home, folks. There's no need. Roll it for your Jezzails, but don't roll 3 1s in a row. Who knew? So that was ridiculous. But now the only thing that was in target was that damn Roo. So we absolutely annihilated it with shooting. So the Roo is no more. So we've got rid of that. Tick. No problem at all. So with all this shenanigans of moving back and this, that and the other, we still managed to get in. But because he was this fancy, shiny company, he was a whole -1 to hit, which made it incredibly difficult for my A-bomb to hit and made it incredibly difficult for my Incarnate to hit. Turns out, though...
So you went ahead and killed 17 of them.
Yeah! Turns out it's a thing. We managed to do our avalanche of flesh, which, for those of you who don't know, the Abomination, if it goes into infantry for a rampage on a 3+, gets to roll a dice per model in the unit, and a few 5-ups kill the odd little elf, which is kind of nice. You hear this little, and that's them gone. It's really cool. They make a little noise, which is good. We tried a bit of this and that. Big Rat had shot his Doomstar into them and that. So yeah, we got them down to 3. We lost though. Let's just take a moment. Let's take a moment, dear viewers. We lost the Clanrats. This pesky fox, Severith himself, beat up our children. And we don't like it. But they're gone now. And we will avenge them. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but we will. But they'd gone. We only kept them in combat because we didn't like the idea of Severus running around and shooting things. I didn't like that, especially if you're a Grey Seer. So we left that alone. What else had we done? That
could have retreated and shot him anyway.
Oh yeah. Swine. Anyway, so we're reasonably happy. We scored another 9. We've got the 2. These aren't ends, I suppose, anymore, are they, Adam? Are these flank objectives? What are we calling these?
Whatever you want.
Okay, mine is what I like to call them. They're mine. So they're my objectives. And I've got my home one, which gets me the 5, and we get the battle tactic of, look, Adam, look, take the ends. Look, done. So that gives us 9, takes us to the glorious 23, and we're about to move into Adam's turn 3.
Tricksy Elves, turn 3, and really we're just sort of clutching at straws here, but we've got the hang of doing battle tactics. That's the important thing. And we decided to go for Slay the Entourage, and we thought that little grey seer has been, I don't know, he's just been a cocky little rat all game, hasn't he? So let's go and try and kill him. So Severith was in the perfect position to go and have a go at him anyway, and I thought, Severith, you've done all right today, but I've used you before. We have a long and storied history. We might need a little bit of backup here. But I get ahead of myself. Hero phase, we cast... well, actually, that's part of the story, because the Wind Mage cast Speed of Hish on himself, so he added 4 inches to his movement. He then tried to cast something that you unbound, didn't he?
Yes, he did, and we stopped it. Whatever it is, dear viewer, we unbound it so well that Adam can't even remember what it is. We just went, no.
I'm not sure what it was. Oh, it was overwhelming heat on the Abomination, wasn't it?
And I possibly made a grave error, and I went for Rally on my Grey Seer.
You did.
Yeah, which I think, in retrospect, was an error. But I did heal myself to full wounds.
You did, so I needed to do 5 to get through to you. The rest of the turn is fairly quick to talk through, to be honest, because the Wardens retreated here. I thought they've more chance of surviving if they retreat than if they stay in combat with an Incarnate and an A-bomb. But I retreated and Adam rolled a 6, so 3 mortal wounds, and they're no longer under protection of Hish. So, so I've now got a pretty...
I won't tell you, dear viewers, what words he used for my 2 beautiful creatures in combat with him at the time.
May have begun with a letter near the start of the alphabet.
Yes. After E. But, yes, that's right.
So yeah, we doubly wanted to kill the Grey Seer after that. Severith moved over to this flank. Can I call it that?
I'm not sure we're allowed. They're not ends, they're flanks. Yes, he did. He's all the way down here now, but that is after his movement. But, he was here.
With his newfound speed, the Wind Mage rolled a 5 to run. Because he finished within Severith's bubble, he could run and shoot. And then missed. But Severith, fortunately, has done his target practice and did exactly 5 wounds to a Grey Seer.
And killed him and got Slay the Entourage, which at the same time... Manifestation disappears.
They are gone. No more. And then Severith has made his little run up the wing there in hope that maybe we can win a priority roll.
Just maybe, which we're about to find out, ladies and gentlemen.
Just before we do that, score another 5 points. So it doesn't matter whether you get battle tactics or not, it's just always 5 points.
Yeah, that's how it works, isn't it? So here we go. Go on, do it. What's he got?
5.
It's not bad. Oh, it's better than a 3.
It's actually good enough. So,
is he going to double me then for no battle tactic?
I don't think there's anything I can do, so I might as well take it while my stuff's still alive.
Fair enough.
Okay, so Lumineth turn 4. This game's really easy when you've only got 2 units, in fact 2 models. So there wasn't too much to do. The Wind Mage cast a couple of spells. He got Speed of Hish on himself again, and he got Protection of Hish on himself again. Didn't have to worry about any of those silly battle tactics this time, because we were double turning. And really, we just thought we'd go and pick on some Clanrats. So so much movement has happened here. Go back and watch the time lapse if. We sort of jogged our way up this side of the table. The Wind Mage managed to do another 5-inch run to get onto that side objective, and the Clanrats had done their weird shenanigan-y move.
In your hero phase, wasn't it?
In my hero phase, to move off it, just to kind of sweep the doorstep for me and allow me on. Severith came up, used his bubble to make sure that Wind Mage could still shoot. Wind Mage got his one shot through this time.
He did?
He did. He hit and he wounded.
Squeak, squeak.
And run 2 went straight through, and I rolled 3 wounds on the D3 damage.
He did.
So,
it was vicious.
Vicious it was. And then Severith did some shooting and I think did 4 damage himself. So we've killed 7 rats.
But crucially, you didn't charge because...
Crucially, I didn't charge. So using his move like the wind, we shot from here and then we moved onto the objective here. And then I went, Severith will charge. And then I looked at the board and thought, hang on, no he won't, because if I'm in combat, you can pile in onto the objective. And I'm worth 5. I'm OC 5, so...
If my redeploy had just been a bit better. But meanwhile, my covering fire was almost good. My beloved Warp Lightning Cannon took full shots at this dastardly creature.
5 mortal wounds, and the Wind Mage has 5 mortal wounds. But fortunately, he'd cast Protection of Hish on himself earlier.
Close.
And he rolled 1 5 up to leave himself with 1 wound remaining.
Nearly had him.
So, yeah. So
that puts you on.
Turns out you do need a battle tactic to score 5 points. We only scored 3 this time, but there we go.
There we go.
Skaven turn 4.
Yes, Ratfink, I'm telling them. All right, calm down. Turn 4 for Ratfink and friends. It was going dark on the elves, and really, I think it was fairer that we just put them out of their misery. So, we went for take their lands, which was our land in a way, but it is their land because we put it there. An Arhole, right there, in Adam's lands, and we said, we'll have that, we're going to take it. Spellcasting wise, it's all been a bit disappointing since the loss of our Grey Seer. But we did go for an Incarnate from our Warlock Engineer. We thought we'd go for it. Turns out he doesn't get 3 dice like the Grey Seer, so we didn't get it. Nothing really fantastic for the big rat to do this time. He was too busy deceiving himself, so he didn't. We looked across to Adam to see if he wanted to cast a spell in defence, and he declined. Okay, so we said, fine, no problem at all. We will move into the shooting phase. And so into the shooting phase we went. And we used Mr. Big Rat to throw his Doomstar into the face of Severith. He took a few wounds, didn't he, Adam?
He did.
We took a few wounds from that. And then we opened up the arsenal of cacophony of shooting into this dastardly wind mage. And the Jezzails laid waste to him. Finally, he couldn't save enough. And he slipped off his cloud and drifted away. Bless him. The rats had snuck onto here in the movement phase doing that. Meanwhile, the big rats, the Stormfiends, which haven't really seen much action, had gone... How did they get there, Adam? Well, they'd run over here, got into this narhole, flushed down the toilet, and went straight out of that one. Ta-da! We have claimed their land. Once that was done, it was really only a case of trying to get rid of the last fox. The king fox, the leader of foxes. In went the Abomination. He threw himself in. Adam failed his rampage, and we went all out attack. And, well, the rest, as they say, is in the stomachs of the Abomination. All foxes are deceased, dead, defunct, no more. Some would say they're almost a Norwegian blue. But they are no longer here. So upon that, I saw a towel float down from the ceiling, just as I was putting on my 10 points. So it turns out Adam says, enough is enough. And I want to go to conclusion. And you know what? Let's go see what Ratfink says. Let's go have a chat. Go on, let's go. Go. Conclusion time, folks. Well, Ratfink is pleased. Very pleased. How pleased are you?
We spat on the rats, but we did a little else.
Harsh. Yeah, I think there was a crucial turn to... Well, I didn't realise how absolutely massive. It was taking a double in turn 2. I didn't think it'd be that powerful.
I did.
Yeah, it turns out you were right.
You dispatch 2 foxes that easily in turn 1. I thought you're only going to do another 2 and then some in turn 2. And
and once the mobility, I suppose, of the 4 foxes are gone, you're left basically with some spearmen and Severith.
Yeah.
Which still did work, got to admit, but it was always an uphill battle, I guess.
It was a rear
from
guard
that point.
action at that point, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a list that had a lot of joy within the previous edition, and I think there's still something there, but it's not. They are still very fragile.
They are, aren't they? I definitely can see why foxes have been winning tournament lists and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe a few less foxes and a few more Dawn Riders combination. No, okay. I tried. Tell him to take Teclis. Honest, it'll be good.
Teclis. Teclis doesn't like me.
Tell him to put it in. It'll be fine. It
find
auto
somebody
casts.
who likes Teclis. I don't like Teclis.
No, I'll try to use Teclis. Other than that, always a strange scenario when we're used to going longboard edge to longboard edge to suddenly go short to short.
Yeah, it was confusing, evidently.
Even for the mighty Lumineth, they didn't know their left from the right, their ends from the longs. They didn't know which way up they were going.
What was a flank again?
Exactly. Apparently, it's the ends. The ends. That's what you want to go for, viewers. The ends. Yeah. Skaven. Well, Rat fans, loads of fun. Loads of fun from everything, all the way up from the competitive, all the way down to the just absolutely crazy bonkers. Loads of fun. Gnarholes to run through, endless spells to cast, big rats to fight with, shooting to shoot with, rats coming back, healing.
Yeah, it'll sound like I'm putting on a brave face, but they were actually quite fun to face as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of character in them. They're really good fun to use. If you are using them, you're going to get a lot of joy. If you're looking to use them, you're going to get a lot of joy. I don't think there's a bad list you can choose. If you want to slip into the Menagerie, if you want to go into the Plague, if you want to take all the Rat Ogres.
And you certainly seem to get a lot in a list.
Yeah.
You have 3 wizards, 2 monsters, 3 units of infantry, and some shooting as well.
It's kind of a little bit of everything, really. It wasn't too bad.
Plays in all the phases.
We did benefit from some points drops. That was really handy. Clanrats coming down by 10. That's been very helpful. Stormfiends do Stormfiendsy things. Didn't really get to show their true worth in this one, but the fact that, coming up with the grinders in your movement, I think is very strong. So, because you're like, ooh, do I move off an objective? Do I not? So that's quite good. The Warp Lightning Cannon, as fun as ever. In fact, I'd say it's, dare I say, apart from the ridiculous how I got away with it with the no wands, more reliable?
Yeah.
2d6 shots?
So, yeah.
Hitting on 4s?
Well, you know what you need to hit on now.
Yeah.
And it used to be
random what the power
to roll
was.
to decide what you needed.
Yeah, so hitting on 4s, all out attack, hitting on 3s. All right, average going to get 7.
Yeah.
So that's not bad. 7 mortal wounds at 20-inch range, movement of 3, possibly 23. It's not bad. It's not silly, is it? And a nice Arch-Warlock to go covering fire. We'll do it for free. Yeah. Don't worry about it. I'll look after you, son. You crack on. You do this. You've got this. I know what you're doing.
Do you have a MVP?
That's a very good question. I want to say initially the Grey Seer because he got the Incarnate out. I don't know, technically speaking, I suppose, I think I could have had better endless spells, but the Incarnate just seems so tasty when you can roll 3 dice and choose the 2 highest. It sort of makes it a little easier to cast. You know what? I'm probably, we just mentioned it, I'm going to pick the Warp Lightning Cannon.
I thought you might.
It's loads of fun. I mean, in fairness, the other guys that did work, Big Deceiver, Big Tick, he's a lot of fun. He can hit, he can shoot, and if he doesn't like the fight, he can leave.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we didn't even get to the fact of that if he was in a bad place, on the 3 up, you can scurry away. Yeah. As these other artifacts, these other heroics. So he gets a 4 up to bath out of combat, 3 up to possibly go, no, I don't like this. So generally, and 13 wounds with a 5 up shrug. Yeah. It's not the worst in the world.
And he heals.
Yeah, if you take Foul Hide, but Foul Hide allowed him to heal. And the A-Bomb, I thought I was just putting him in for a funny piece, but actually...
He's really good.
It turns out, if you take a list with a little bit of everything, it does all right. It kind of does okay, doesn't it? It's almost like I thought about it. Yeah. Shush you. Yeah, exactly. I had some of the voices had anyway. So there's a little bit of everything. And Clanrats I still think have their place. screen, move.
Yeah.
Still 20 wounds, and they come back. Yeah, on command point, they come back. So, yeah, more than anything else. But just for funsies, I think I'm going to give the Warp Lightning, because it just managed to somehow, even though, bless it, I was the silly general putting the, tried to do extra rend or, +1 to wound when it and it took 4 mortal wounds because of my stupidity. It went, don't worry, boss, I'll pull you out of it.
It performed better than the Jezzails, and the internet's been banging on about Jezzails.
Yeah,
so,
I know, it really did. Admittedly, the internet is more a pack of reinforced Jezzails, and we can see it, but, I quite like the one of each, because as the enemy, surely you could think, oh, I'll kill one with shooting, but I'm not going to kill both. And technically speaking, I could bring back, half. I don't know. But it was good fun. Yeah. Did you have a fox of the match?
I think it has to be Severus.
Severus.
He
last of all.
Last one to die, and he did a fair bit of work.
He did.
After, I don't know, I think he thought he was being tactical turn 1. So he didn't really get shooting off.
Yeah, okay.
Hanging back and just maybe blocking off your Stormfiends appearing in annoying places. And then, once he did get into the action, he did a fair bit of work.
He was really,
Killed some Clanrats, killed the Grey Seer, did some more Clanrats, just was a pest. So,
I'm very glad I got rid of his 4 little friends. Otherwise they'd have been a big pest, I feel.
They're anti-monster, and if I'd used them better, I think maybe your Deceiver might have been in trouble.
I think you'd have gone in one turn if you put 4 into him on 1, but then again, what else wouldn't have gone in one turn if you put 4 into 1, dear viewers?
That's what I've got to remember with this list. It is a case of focus fire, and I split too much.
You kind of went to take all the objectives, when really you could have maybe just not taken all of them, take just enough to keep you in the game, and then just
in the game, and
rather than
once I started getting through your numbers, that would be when to
to turn up the gas. Kind of you'd have been more a late game win, whereas unfortunately you'd taken too many losses early doors to kind of bring it around. But
fun game.
Loads of fun, an absolute blast. Hopefully you enjoyed watching it. If you did, by all means, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And did we see Gotrek? Did we? Was he there anywhere? Was he anywhere?
I don't know. See it?
I don't know. Anyway, but I always say, until next time, bye.